So I'm Nicola Graham. I work at Clanfield Primary School and I've been here since September 96. So a long, long time and seen many, many changes. I'm employed as a school business manager and I'm a member of the senior leadership team.
Fabulous. Thanks, Nick. So you've obviously recently completed the Coaching in Schools training program. So if you were to sum it up, what would you say?
I think the most two important words to me are empowering and insightful. And the reason I've chosen those is empowering because I feel that it's given that my coachees the tools so they can solve their own problems. And for me, so I don't have too many of those pesky monkeys on my shoulder. And I can actually concentrate on what I should be doing. And insightful because although I work with all staff at different levels, to see their challenges and obstacles and actually understand the different way that they're looking at things, it was really good that I couldn't interject and give them my opinions. It was their opinions, and it was really, as I say, insightful to see how they look at things differently. And the one thing that kept coming up time and time again was time for them.
Okay.
They saw time as the biggest challenge and obstacle to many of the different sessions with both coachees. Whereas I would see it as staff absence, financial, all sort of things. It was actually quite nice to know when to shut up and just listen to them.
Brilliant. So how do you think it helped them with the time?
It made them stop and think that everybody keeps saying, oh, I haven't got time to do that. I haven't got time to do that. Hence, I'm asking you. But when you break it down and you follow the 12-step process, they can see that they can make time, because time doesn't have to be hours at a time. It can be bite-sized chunks.
Brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. So obviously you've said empowering, you've said insightful. If I was to push you for one more word to sum up the Coaching in Schools Expert Education Programme, what would you say?
For me, clarity.
Okay.
I just think that it helped me, and certainly doing it with somebody else who was learning alongside me, we could see each other's mistakes, which made me much more comfortable going into a proper live session with somebody else. And I definitely found that the 7 secrets helped. They gave you clarity on each of the steps, and again, bringing you back to empowering, that knowing that when you could pause, when you didn't have to say anything, when a metaphor was right, when challenging somebody was right.
Yeah, it's those advanced skills for senior leaders that are so important to just because you can use it in your everyday role, can't you, as well as in those coaching sessions.
Well, I have been in our budget sessions.
What would you say to a head teacher who was thinking of doing the Coaching in Schools program?
Please don't overlook the office staff. We have got an abundance of skills. We have to wear numerous hats.
Yeah.
And it's just so it's good to actually understand how your colleagues work and think. More than anything. So when they come to you and ask you for help and support, or to look at such and such a resource, you can help and guide them in a much better informed way. If you trust the process and you follow the process, it's seamless.
Fantastic. And what about for you personally, Nick? How's it helped you as a person, as an individual?
It's definitely made me think differently. As I say, I've got more respect in the way that not everybody thinks that the way I think, and their challenges are completely different to my challenges. But being able to say no in my head, that's your problem, that's not my problem. And yes, let's look at that together. Let's make a time for that, and doing it that way, rather than them thinking that they can just come in and bleat on at me and I'm going to write it all down and do it instantly. That they can see that my work is just as prioritized to me as whatever it is that they're coming in and asking about, and I'm not dismissing it.
So how does the impact that you actually got compare with what you'd originally hoped for at the beginning, Nick?
Well, as I said to you, I wanted us to be a cohesive team and to approach everything. That was my aim, and we've certainly achieved that. We really have achieved that. And I think the staff are all on board. We've shared, so at the end of our first coaching cycles, we all did a short paragraph, which Kim put in her weekly briefing, so the staff could see how we had found it. And then we had to do another one literally this week for our governors. They just wanted an overview.
Yeah.
And, what did I say? Right. So I just said, being part of the coaching trio has been a great privilege, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the experience. I feel I've been able to contribute more effectively towards the team and the school. Both coaches have been from within the teaching staff, and through their 6 weekly sessions, I've been able to understand what challenges and obstacles they face. Feedback from both has been positive and empowering. The impact of their targets has been immediate, and both are committed to continue the practice of bite-sized mini goals to achieve their overall objective.
Wow. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
For me, that just summed it up, because that's how I feel. Because Kim's was immediate. She had a section completed. Amy's was immediate. She's introduced a specific speaking and learning, listening intervention, and the kids were coming up and saying she set an alarm on her iPad. The alarm goes off on a certain day, and a group of children were coming to her. It was immediate. They had all learnt it, and it was being implemented straight away.
Wow, that's brilliant. So what would you say to another head or a school business manager or the governors about value for money?
Oh, it's certainly value for money.
Yeah.
And it's actually nice to have those different conversations with different colleagues. It's definitely worth it.
So on those lines, Nicola, what was it like actually learning to coach via the online training?
I didn't find it challenging at all. I think if we'd tried to cram it into lots of face-to-faces, that might have been more of a challenge for a small school to have the time to get us all out.
Yeah, good point.
And I think that is a massive obstacle to schools these days, is actually having that time where you can backfill, go out and still get on. But because it's all online, you can choose the time that it suits you.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to work in an evening, I could work in an evening. If I had some time at lunchtime, I thought, I just want to go back and listen to that again, I could do that. So for me, I found the online side of it brilliant. It was so accessible, and the fact that I could go back over the previous sections. So for my learning, it was much better. To sum it up, I think it's been one of the best training courses that I have personally been able to go on, for me personally and for the school. And it's, as I say, it's just an eye-opener, professionally and personally. I was just going to say, if you do get any business managers or head teachers thinking about business managers and they do want to speak to somebody, I will be more than happy to have that conversation. As I say, I'm very much for business managers not being overlooked. We are a vital cog in the wheel, and if we are all coming at everything in the same unified way, it would certainly help.
Definitely, 100%. Thank you so much for offering to do that, because I know that sometimes when we're having conversations with heads, they are sort of debating, shall we train the business manager or not? And we're always like, 100%, you really need to do that. So the fact that you've just said that you're really happy to talk to anyone, who's interested, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, not a problem at all.
Oh,
Lovely to chat.